Exclusive. Tottenham could trigger Thomas Frank release clause and open talks. Welcome back to Tottenham News Today channel. Thomas Frank would be a really good fit for Tottenham as they weigh up triggering his release clause at Brentford, sources have told Football Insider. Frank's Brentford side are on course to finish above Tottenham at the end of his fourth season as a Premier League manager, with the Bees sat 11th in the table despite a much smaller budget than Spurs. Ange Postecoglou is under huge pressure at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, with ex-Spurs goalkeeper Paul Robinson telling Football Insider that he doesn't see the Australian lasting beyond season's end. Sources have told Football Insider that due to Frank's Brentford contract including a buyout clause, Tottenham could move to trigger his release and hold talks with the Dane over a move to North London. Football Insider sources see Frank as a manager more than capable of making the next step up, and a transformed Tottenham squad could be a perfect fit for the 51-year-old to take charge of this summer. With Football Insider revealing that Bournemouth have offered Andoni Iraola a new contract to deter Tottenham's interest in the Spaniard, Frank could be Daniel Levy's next best bet to replace Postecoglou. Postecoglou may have bought himself some time by reaching the Europa League semi-finals, but Football Insider sources anticipate Tottenham moving forward with a new manager for next season. Like Frank, Marco Silva's contract at Fulham includes a huge buyout clause, but sources have told Football Insider that compared to the Portuguese, the Brentford boss would be a much better fit. While Spurs could turn to any one of Silva, Iraola or Frank to take the reins in North London next season, it's become increasingly clear that Postecoglou's long-term future looks set to lie away from Tottenham. Frank and Silva are both already seen as better suited to a club of Tottenham's stature than Postecoglou has shown himself to be, but the final decision-maker will be Daniel Levy, who is under pressure himself. Postecoglou will remain in a job for as long as Tottenham's Europa League journey continues, but once their season to forget has concluded, Levy faces a crucial period to decide which direction his club will take next. Tottenham Hotspur target Hugo Larsson is already contemplating whether he should take advantage of the opportunity to embark on a fresh challenge at Hotspur Way if a formal bid is lodged during the summer transfer window after being alerted by their long-term interest in luring him away from Eintracht Frankfurt, GIVEMESPORT sources have revealed. Larsson, considering a potential Spurs switch, midfielder thought to be keen on testing himself in Premier League. Larsson is weighing up a potential summer move to Tottenham, according to GIVEMESPORT sources, and the North Londoners are increasingly confident that they will be able to turn his head if they up the ante, as it is thought that he has an interest in testing himself in the Premier League for the first time in his career if he leaves Eintracht Frankfurt. But Spurs will have to be prepared to splash the cash if they want to get the deal over the line, as the central midfielder's current employers have decided they will not entertain offers which fall short of £52 million after he has remained a key part of head coach Dino Topmoller's plans despite admirers circling. GIVEMESPORT sources have been informed that Larsson is keen to see whether Tottenham will go on to win the Europa League after knocking Eintracht Frankfurt out of the competition on Thursday, when he was in the German side's starting lineup, and clinching silverware would put Postecoglou in a stronger position to recruit him. Although Spurs are firm admirers and the Sweden international has refused to rule out the possibility of moving on to pastures new, the pursuit is complicated by the fact he still has 4 years remaining on a contract which allows him to pocket in the region of £32,000 per week at Deutsche Bank Park. Tottenham's control over the two legs of their tie against Eintracht Frankfurt enabled Larsson to see how he would fit in if he completes a summer switch, and GIVEMESPORT sources have learned that he is considering whether he would push to join if the North Londoners come calling for his signature. Postecoglou has long-term Larsson interest. North Londoners have been scouting Swede for more than a year. Having been described as exceptional thanks to his performances in the Bundesliga and European action, influential figures at Spurs are adamant that they have the perfect training ground and stadium to provide the 20-year-old with the stage to take his game to the next level. But Tottenham have not made a final decision on whether to make an offer for Larsson, as they want further clarification on the minimum price Eintracht Frankfurt would be willing to take. GIVEMESPORT sources understand, while they are keeping their options open, as Real Betis' Johnny Cardoso is also on their radar as a potential acquisition. Tottenham Hotspur are planning to table a £10 million offer for Barcelona defender Eric Garcia. Spurs are understood to be working in advance to secure the signing of Barcelona defender Eric Garcia during the upcoming summer transfer window. They have lined up the Spaniard as an option to bolster their squad and bring some stability to their backline. The North Londoners have been woeful at the back, conceding goals at an alarming rate and players making elementary mistakes. Ange Postecoglou's side have failed to stem the flow of goals and keep clean sheets, costing them multiple cup competitions earlier this year. This has also affected the league positions in more ways than one, with the club languishing in the bottom half of the Premier League table and eliminated from the domestic cup competitions. The fans may witness a squad overhaul during the summer transfer window, and a new central defender seemingly is on the summer's priority list. According to a report from Spanish outlet Fichajes, Tottenham are willing to put a €15 million offer on the table for Eric Garcia, who has not managed to cement his place as a starter at Barcelona under Hansi Flick. Although it has not yet been formalised, Spurs are expected to accelerate talks with Barcelona over the defender's signing. A product of the famed La Masia Academy, Garcia left for Manchester City in 2017 before returning to Barcelona in 2021. However, his second stint at the Catalan club has been far from convincing. The Spaniard spent the 2023-24 season on loan at Girona, where he managed to rebuild his career to a certain extent. Back at Barcelona after his successful loan spell with Girona, the 24-year-old has managed only 9 La Liga starts this season. Garcia has clocked 1,500 minutes across 35 appearances in all competitions, with Flick preferring the likes of Pau Cubarsí, Inigo Martinez and Ronald Araujo ahead of him. The centre-back is expected to play a key role until the end of the season, as Barca are competing in various competitions. But beyond that, Garcia has to think about his long-term future, and that does not seem like lying at Nou Camp. So, a change of scenery appears inevitable this summer, with Tottenham keen to recruit him. Should Spurs fail to qualify for Europe next season, Daniel Levy is poised to receive several requests from international players to leave the club. Christian Romero has already held private talks with Diego Simeone over a potential summer move to Atletico Madrid. No wonder Levy is hunting for Romero's potential replacement. Tottenham Hotspur have set their sights on a 3-time Premier League winner. But one major stumbling block could make it very difficult for the North London side to get the deal over the line. Back in January, it was reported that Tottenham tried to sign Jack Grealish, with the Lilywhites even thought to have spoken to the Man City Stars representatives over a move to N17. GIVEMESPORT claimed that Tottenham still hold an interest in Grealish, whose future at Man City remains in doubt as he continues to struggle for regular game time. However, it was said that a move abroad appears more likely for the 29-year-old than a switch to the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. It was pointed out that Grealish is on a salary of £300,000 per week at the Etihad Stadium, which puts him out of Spurs' current wage structure, with the Lilywhites capping player salaries at just under £200,000 a week. That means that the former Aston Villa man would have to agree to take a 33% pay cut for Tottenham to be able to sign him without overhauling their wage structure. Additionally, the likes of Chelsea, Newcastle United, Bayern Munich and AC Milan were also said to be circling over the England international. However, a new report from Fichajes says Tottenham have emerged as the leading candidates to sign Jack Grealish this summer. Several teams are allegedly interested in the Man City star due to his lack of minutes under Pep Guardiola this season. Spurs, who are long-time admirers of Grealish, think the England midfielder could get back to his best in North London. Man City are said to be open to proposals as long as they meet their unnamed financial expectations. This report from GIVEMESPORT also backed up what we have heard from other sources over recent weeks by revealing that Spurs have also registered an interest in Eberechi Eze. The Crystal Palace midfielder is seen as a more realistic target for Postecoglou's men, given that he has a release clause in his contract with the Eagles and is on modest wages. The publication claims that Tottenham may thus push ahead with a move for Eze over Grealish, with the club not expected to face challenges in agreeing on personal terms with the former QPR man. That wraps up today's update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay in the loop with all things Tottenham, Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell for our latest content. Be sure to give this video a like and share it with fellow Spurs supporters. Let's grow the Tottenham News Today community together. Thanks for tuning in. And as ever, come on you Spurs.